Bring in Tennessee Republican Congressman and member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Tim Burchett. Congressman, what is your reaction to what we're seeing here play out on these campuses? A lot of it's been tamed now for the time being, but do you think that we're seeing a movement here? And is this just calmer waters right now, and do you expect maybe a storm still brewing?
Yeah, I think you've got some professional instigators. I mean, all these tents just magically appear and supplies appear. Obviously, it's the same players that are involved in this thing. You've got some billionaires that are ultra liberal, mostly Marxist, that are looking to disturb everything. Also, you've got to realize that these colleges are funded, some of these anyway, or by your tax dollars. I think it's important that some of these state legislators start paying attention to what they're funding. The liberals, every red cent that is given to the colleges, they have a string attached to it. And the conservatives, we just give and expect, we want to compromise. And there is no compromise in this thing. You've got ultra liberal professors that are tenured, that are stoking these fires, and that are teaching our little darlings this backwards way of thinking, this anti-Semitism. And this is America, what's happening right now. We better pay attention. These aren't your 60s protesters. These are credit card hippies. They've got money, and we better start paying attention, because they're going to be they're voters, and they're going to be running for office, and they're going to be running our country. If that's what you want for our country is a bunch of jihadists, then continue on. But if not, I think we need to start contacting our state legislators and saying, hey, let's back off on this funding till we get some control of this thing.
Yeah, and Congressman, what do you make of these universities trying to negotiate with protesters? And then we find out that these protesters are outside agitators. They're not even directly involved with these campuses.
Yeah, well, the kids are getting lured into it, and somebody's going to get hurt or killed. And yeah, it's clearly what's going on. The colleges and campus, they need to wake up. Now they're just saying the quiet part out loud, what they've been saying for quite some time, and it's getting out now. And we've got to take control of it. It's, if they're peaceful protesting, that's one thing. But when they're calling for the death of Jewish kids and not allowing them to get to classes, that is a clear violation of the Constitution, the laws, and they need to be enforced. And like I said, somebody's going to get hurt and somebody's going to get killed, and it'll probably end up being some innocent out there that's just standing by thinking that they're doing some noble cause, and the reality not. They're just doing the bidding of Hamas, and they want the destruction of Israel and ultimately the United States of America.
And this is all still playing out as we speak over Israel now in Gaza right now. Hamas is currently meeting with negotiators, including CIA Director William Burns in Cairo in the coming days, to discuss a three-phase ceasefire agreement that would involve a 6-week pause in hostilities. They claim that they view these terms positively, but Israel's still not reserving support for this. They don't really agree with this. Is this a deal worth pursuing in your view? And if it falls through, I mean, is this a major failure for the Biden administration?
It is, and it's a continued failure of this administration. Afghanistan, we walked out, got 13 brave souls. Staff Sergeant Ryan Canals, I live on the road named after him here in East Tennessee, and he was the last person killed in Afghanistan, and that's what happened. This administration, this White House, this State Department, they're always you're throwing people in who've never been in a combat situation, and they're basically limousine liberals sitting behind some desk back in Washington somewhere, negotiating with these people. You can't negotiate with them, and we need to let Israel fight their war. We gave $16 billion to Israel, and then $9 billion, of course, to relief. And what happened on the very first truckload of relief coming in, UN truck that we paid for, Hamas seized it, which they will. And that is why I voted against it. We should have just given the money to Israel and said, you fight your dadgum war. And they don't want Americans over there, because they know our rules of engagement will get our people killed and their people killed. And we are a laughing stock in the international. When Trump was in the White House, we didn't have these wars, because they were afraid of him, honestly. They thought he was a cowboy or what have you. But dadgummit, we didn't go into any new wars. And he's the first president in a long time if that's occurred. And this is exactly what happens.
Congressman, we're hearing here, too, that this is a report out today. This is from Politico, new piece. They're saying that these protesters that we're seeing on the campuses right now are not so surprisingly a source that all too familiar. President Biden's biggest donors. This is out as we speak today. This was released. Biden, his donors are potentially behind what we're seeing on these campuses. I want to get your reaction before we let you go.
Well, 100%. That's why he stayed out of it so long. He doesn't do anything because it's the right thing. He does it for his pocketbook and for his political future. And that's what we have in this White House right now. And it's a disgrace because it makes us a laughing stock of the world. And he'll go away with millions of dollars in his coffers. And it's just wrong. And we need to start looking at these things. Again, we didn't have this problem under Trump. And now we've got it day one under Biden. It's just going to continue, and it's going to get worse.
There should be an investigation of this for sure. Congressman, thank you so much. Tim Burchett, appreciate you coming on.